everyone. Welcome to the video podcast for the Digital Communication Network series on how coronavirus had an impact on digitalization around the world. These episodes will be about the impact on Ukraine. And today we have a wonderful guest that is a co-founder and a creative director of the Babel group. That is one of the most visible media outlets right now in Ukraine, and we would like to talk about the impact on journalism and on media outlets around the world, around Ukraine. Hi, Gleb. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
Can you please tell me how coronavirus had an impact on your particular media? How did your daily working habits change?
Uh, it was quite devastating, to be frank. On the eve of the outbreak, we moved our office. We changed places. We transferred all our personnel to the new place, and on the next day we had to go under lockdown. It was quite uncomfortable because there's a lot of new people in our editorial team, and they don't really know each other, so they didn't have any chance to know each other. And now we are forced to work from our homes, and we're forced to communicate only through Skype, Facebook, and Zoom. And to be frank, it's hard. It's hard to work with people that you don't know personally. So we are, what should I say? We are slogging a little bit because communications takes 2-3 times more than usual. So we in the first months we were just getting acquainted to talking online and to managing our lives in in a sensible way, because it's really easy to lose your working habits when you're staying at home in your sweatpants.
How are you arranging, within your media? How are you arranging this operational processes? Do you have some kind of digital tools? I don't know, Slack or Trello or Bittrex or any
Yep.
other tools that you are using? Is there any specific media tool that you're using for the media processing?
So we have a relatively small editorial team. It's 20 plus people. So we are using Skype or Zoom for meetings. We are using Telegram for all our urgent communications. We have around 15 or 14 chats running for our team discussing different topics, and we have Trello. And we plan our releases, we plan our news items, we plan our long reads with Trello. So we have what should I call it? We have an editorial meeting every morning. Everybody then updates big Trello dashboard with their plans. It's that simple. So it's quite simple.
How can you describe your employees? How can you describe
that's it, Natalie. Sorry, it's only Trello and that's it.
How can you describe how your employees had been affected by the coronavirus? Is it hard for them to work from home, distance working, or they are fine with working online rather than offline in the office with you?
We're all slowly dying. It's well, I discovered that I'm not a stay-at-home person. A lot of people discovered that they are not stay-at-home persons. We really miss each other, and we really miss working together in one place. our editor that well, we have an editor. Her name is Alla, and she came to work for us like 2 days before the lockdown, and she was dreaming about not staying at home and going to our office every day, and she's really struggling with it, and most people are struggling. Yeah.
How are you supporting your employees?
I'm still not adapted to it, to be honest.
So how are you supporting your employees in their state for the moment that they don't like to be staying at home? How are you supporting your employees?
Well, making stupid jokes on video works. It's the only tool that we have. I installed Snap Camera on my notebook, and I'm just using some stupid masks on our editorial calls. That's all I can do. Just to so make fun of myself a little bit. I don't know what to do. What else? What else I can do?
I don't know, maybe online yoga, or I don't know, online some gymnastics, whatever. Because the way you know how to bind people together when they are staying at home. I wanted to ask you one more question. You are representative of the media sphere of Ukraine. How, in general, do you think digitalization is touching the media sphere of Ukraine? How media outlets are prepared to work online and work from home, distant working?
The transition to working online it's going quite well. So far as I see, our colleagues are working fine. They are doing just the same things as us. But the lockdown is having another interesting effect on our media. Everyone is forced to survive. For like 9 out of 10 media outlets, advertising is running low or even non-existent now. So everyone has to survive. Everyone has to be more creative in the ways that they find and acquire money. Everyone is trying to invent something, and sometimes it's desperate moves, sometimes it's quite reasonable moves, sometimes it's the combination of one of two. But there's a distinct feel that the level of Господи, как конкуренция будет? Прости, пожалуйста. The level of competition, yes, that the intensity of competition is gone up. It's really gone up. Everyone is feeling that they're running, not running for their lives, working for their lives.
Can you give or provide one example of how creative the media outlet is becoming, how the way they are attracting more customers and profits?
Yep. Sure. For a long time, a lot of media outlets talked that they should use donations. It's a simple and obvious tool. Donations were on collecting on their main pages, donations via Patreon. It was a talk of the previous year, and now is everyone doing it. So maybe one or two medias made this the instruments for this, so they programmed donations. Now everyone is popping out donations, Patreons, crowdfunding. Everyone is doing it. Just like everyone.
What about digital projects, media digital projects? How sparse have it become? How many media are doing them at the moment?
I'm sorry, doing what?
Digital media projects, like projects within digital space for the media. I mean, TV stations, radio stations, etc. Like, how many podcasts have been created? How many, online media projects have been created since coronavirus? Have you seen any statistics, or have you seen from your vision, from your own eyes, as a journalist and as a person, as a media manager?
I think the number of podcasts gone up, but frankly, I don't think that the coronavirus is the reason for that. Everyone were preparing to make podcasts during the last year, while now as everyone is just speeding up.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think how podcast will save Ukrainian media, but now we have a lot of material just to listen to.
What kind of trends are you seeing that's going to be happening in the next several months for Ukrainian media in the realm of digitalization, in the realm of digital media projects?
It's really hard to predict. There's a strong move to making. I think there will be a move for a subscription model in Ukrainian media. Now is only one media house is doing that. It's Новое Время, New Time. Went with this product, and I wish them really well. I think a lot of other people will try it. It's really hard to predict what they will do next. I can tell what I would like to see. I would really like to see mergers in Ukrainian media. There's a lot of small editorial. There's a lot of really good, really talented, but small editorial teams, and it's quite obvious that small editorial teams are they can not make through this, and the good move would be to merge with another small team to make a larger team, because the bigger team is easier to survive in this. I would really like to see mergers. I think it will save a couple of our competitors, and it would be good for them and for us, frankly.
Like, you mean blockchain media, blockchain system media?
No, I think it would be really cool if just a couple of media outlets decide that they will merge, and merge their teams, merge their finances, merge their managing systems, merge their platforms, and maybe merge brands even. I don't know. It would be, but I don't see any moves towards that, but it would be really cool. I'd really like to see that.
That was my second question, whether you see tendencies towards that.
No.
What about Babel, your own media? How do you prophesize? How will you develop within next several months and after the coronavirus? What kind of impact did coronavirus had on your digital projects?
We had to cut our costs. So as just like as a lot of other media. So we are really struggling to start any development. I mean product development, because it's an expensive item in our budget, and will always be and always was expensive. But we have really sorry, I will just collect my thoughts and tell what I want to tell. Well, our product is really nicely developed and was really nicely developed before the lockdown. So we have enough instruments, I think, to live through the next year. What we will do next, we'll see. But we are moving. I think we'll move towards. I think we'll have to develop some editorial products for corporate sector in order just to make our living. I think that we'll have invent something like editorial bureau and develop products for editing for lawyers, for example, who really need it. So we have some kind of demand for editing products in lawyering sector. I don't know, not in judicial, but in firms that are working with corporate sector. Yeah, sure.
Sorry. One last question. Do you predict that some of your formats will be closed down, or like some of the formats in the general media, maybe like print media, will cease to exist, or predominantly, it will become more digital media around Ukraine? Or what are your predictions about your formats that might be changed, as in addition to what you have said already, and in general in Ukraine?
So you're asking about are we gonna see some closures? No, not closures. Sorry, closing down, no, of our competitors.
Transition of formats, like some of the formats, maybe printing formats, or I don't know. You will go to some email,
I see.
Use, or create some apps, or I don't know. Some changes and transitions to different formats.
I see.
For your media and for media in Ukraine.
Gotcha. No, I don't think so, because everyone that wanted to moved digital in 2014, 2015, 2019. Well, we have Gromadskie media. It's undergoing some changes, but it was planned changes. So as far as I know, they're reorienting their web predominantly TV platform. Now they're moving towards just online, not online digital TV or streaming, but more like traditional digital online news. They will still have a strong presence in Facebook, but a less strong, as far as I see, in YouTube, and they will make a little less video products. But I can't know this for sure, but I think it's happening. A lot of our media will realize that they have really strong presence in social networks, that they have to develop some viable distribution models in Facebook, in Instagram, in Telegram, in who knows where, because this lockdown it showed that this is not the strongest place in our processes. For us, well, we were digital from the day one, and we have limited resources now to expand into video, for example. So we'll maybe expand a little into video on Facebook, but not on YouTube, for example, because it's too expensive, and we can't raise any funds right now to do a new digital product, unfortunately. Maybe like in a year or year and a half.
Well, I'm still wishing you to expand, because you're one of the greatest media I know.
Thanks.
And I love reading your articles. Thank you so much. I know you have to go. Thank you so much for the wonderful replies and the interview. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.